Hey everybody, it's Gabe, back with another tutorial, and I think you guys are going to like this one. In this tutorial, I'll be showing you 4 basic mixing techniques that you can use on your vocal. Now I just want to break this down real quick. There are so many different ways that different mixers go about mixing vocals and everything. And that's why I'm grateful that you came to my video, because I just want to tell you, don't just look at this video. I would go out and continue to look at more videos and gain a bigger perspective on how others mix, and then make your own judgment off of that. Don't just stick to one tutorial that you see. Look at multiple tutorials, because every different engineer does things differently depending on the vocal. That's one main rule that I think is very important for any mixer or anybody that's trying to mix their voice. Don't just stick to a tutorial. Learn different ways, learn different ways, learn reasons of why certain mixers did this to that vocal. Because every vocal is different and every mix is different. So you just want to gain more information, watch more tutorials, and check them out. That being said, in this tutorial, the 4 basic mixing techniques I will be showing you are subtractive EQ, de-essing, compression, and tonal EQ. I'm going to break these 4 different mixing vocal techniques in 4 different videos. Today's part 1, so today I will be showing you guys subtractive EQ. Now that being said, let's get to it.
Alright, so let's get right to it. I'm just going to continue the tutorials on GarageBand just because I figured this is the easiest DAW to get your hands on. So let's hear this vocal real quick.
Go tell your lover that you've been getting your love from me, yeah. You found another, and that's okay if you're honest, babe.
Now, a quick rule on whenever you're mixing your vocals or just mixing in general, mix around the vocal. So you want to make sure, you want to hear the vocal in the mix, and you want to see what elements in your mix can you move aside to let the vocal pop out. Now, when you're cleaning your vocal, because that's what we're going to talk about today, so the surgical part of mixing your vocal, you want to listen to it. You want to listen to your vocal and see anything that you don't like. So I found this chart right here that I'll share with you, and I'll put it in the descriptions so you guys have access to it. It just breaks down basically certain frequencies in vocals that you might hear. So such as the 200 to 80 hertz, you hear rumble, a lot of like low end. That's usually what you want to get rid of. You want to kind of get rid of anything below 60 and then even move it up if you can. Because think about it, if you have a kick or you have a bass, those carry very low end frequencies. So you want to make room for those instruments. So if you could get rid of anything in those low ends and just keep the low instruments in there, then you'll be fine. So you usually want to roll off something here, a high pass filter. It's this, and that's a high pass filter right there. So if you wanted to,
go tell your lover that you've been getting your love.
You hear that? That's too much.
Yeah.
Put it back down.
You found another, and that's okay if you're honest, babe.
Look at that. And then the slope is how
that
drastic you want the cutoff to be.
Your love from me, yeah.
Over here around the 100 to 350 hertz is where you hear the booming. So it's like in like small spaces when you're recording, a lot of buildup happens. You hear a lot of rumble and like stuff like that, and you can hear that in your voice when you're recording, sometimes not knowing the way your surrounding sounds and stuff like that. So if you hear boominess, you can get rid of it. So I'll show you what boominess sounds like. So we could boost up around, we'll grab this right here. Let's boost up around.
Go tell your lover that you've been getting your love from me, yeah.
See that?
You found another, and that's okay if you're honest, babe.
Now around the 400 to 500 is where you usually hear boxiness, and you'll hear that a lot, like the voice sounds boxy, so that's usually what they mean, around the 400 to 500 hertz. So you can easily just sweep around there. Let's hear
Go
that.
tell your lover that you've been getting your love from me, yeah.
You hear how boxy it
You
sounds?
found another,
So that's that.
and that's okay if you're honest, babe.
Now around here is where you hear the nasally. If you feel like this is what your sound is sounding like, this is what this is the frequency range where you can pinpoint it and get rid of it. So around 1000 to 4K. Let's find that.
Love from me, yeah. You found another, and that's okay if you're honest,
There's a
babe.
little bit right there.
Go tell your lover that you've been getting your love.
The more and more you practice, the more and more you'll be able to pinpoint, like, oh, that's what that means. Like, oh, that's the boxy sound, or that's the nasally sound, you know? The 5K to 10K is basically presence and sibilance, which means like, so like around 5K to 10K is where you can really bring out your vocal in the mix. That's where you want to leave that frequency range for your vocal. That's where you're gonna get your like nice crisp sound from. But don't go crazy overload, because then it's just gonna not sound natural, and you don't want that. So that's the 5K, and I'll show you guys that. Let's see that.
Go tell your lover that you've been getting your love from me, yeah.
It's not bad. 10K and on is basically air. You would like to add this if to get your vocal a little airy, or if it's too airy, you would want to remove it. That's the breakdown of these frequencies. Now I'm gonna factory reset this. Let's hear this.
Go tell your lover that you've been getting your love from me, yeah.
All right, so first thing first, I want to remove some of the low end. This right here is the frequency that you're on. So right now I'm on 100 hertz. This is the slope. How drastic of a cut do you want it? But if you look at this, a bell curve, and you, let's say you boost up, right? So we grab this and we boost up the gain. See the gain right here? The Q allows you to either make it a Y bandwidth or a small. So this is for like a majority of frequencies, and this is for like a specific frequency, you know? An important tool in mixing is you don't want to be so drastic with your decisions. You want to make very subtle decisions each stage that you're going in. You want to make subtle, because multiple little adjustments go a long way in mixing. So I'm
Go
gonna bring it
tell
back a
your
little bit.
lover that you've been getting your love from me, yeah.
Okay, let's hear here if we have anything we don't like. Boost up, make it small.
Go tell your lover
Ooh.
that you've been getting your love from me, yeah.
That's also right there.
You
that
found
buzz.
another,
You hear that?
and that's okay if you're honest, babe. Go tell your lover that you've been getting your love from me, yeah. Go tell your lover, go tell your lover that go tell your lover that you've been getting your love from me, yeah. Go tell your lover that you've been getting your love from me, yeah.
So there you guys can see the difference, how well it sounds when it's cleaned up. This was a pretty good vocal take. That's another thing that I want to make sure and stress, that before you start to mix your vocal, make sure that you've comped your vocal and you pitch correct your vocal. Those are the first two things you want to do with your vocal, and then get into the surgical part and then everything else.
Thank you guys for tuning in, and I hope that it helped. Stay tuned for part 2, 3, and 4 coming soon. Leave any questions that you have in the comments. Please remember to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more tutorials and great content from every single phenomenal person at ET. Thank you guys, and God bless you, and have a beautiful day.